Good afternoon. Welcome to game one of yet another doubleheader here at the Capitol Center. Just like on Wednesday, we will start with the women here tonight, or this afternoon. They're taking on Bethany College, a 2-2 school out of the PAC, which is the Pennsylvania Athletic Conference. And while that 2-2 might seem pedestrian, they have a win over number 12, then number 12, Randolph-Macon, biggest win of their season. And can't take them lightly in this matchup because of that. The Comets coming in at 3-0. Jimmy Bloomfield, Mike Andrasic with you once again. And, we haven't lost a game yet on either side, Mike. I'm throwing it out there already, so if anyone wants to call the jinx, it's my bad, I guess. But it's been a great season so far. And speaking about the women first, obviously, Samari Perkins has been everything that's been advertised. She carried us to a win against Case Western on Wednesday, and it was a game that went to overtime, of course. That's kind of when everybody else started to get going finally. But that's the first 40 minutes, it was all Samari just kind of keeping us alive in that game. And, Mike, this season she's averaging 24 points per game, which is tied for 5th in the nation. She's 4th in the nation in rebounding at 17.3 points per game. Preseason All-American, watch list, and I think she is still firmly in that discussion with how she started her season.
100%. She's a beast. She's a beast, and you could see it as soon as she steps out on the court, with her aggression when she goes up for boards, when she's going up for second chance points. And it speaks volumes to her effort and her commitment, because not only is she excelling on the court, she also excels off the court. I was reading something a couple weeks ago. She was nominated for OAC Scholar of the Month, and she's obtaining a 4.0 grade point average in the Capital University Law School in hopes to become a lawyer and a future judge. That's impressive no matter who you are. And on top of it, she's playing volleyball too.
Yeah.
It's insane.
She is doing it all and is a big leader of this team, and obviously it's a little bit of a different dynamic because it's been a big three for a while here at Cap with Lainey Murphy and Brie O'Connor, and those two are gone. So it's fallen a lot on her shoulders, and she's done her job. Now let's talk about everybody else. It's been okay so far. Each player, I think, has had some spurts, and pointing this mainly at the starting five because everybody in the starting five is averaging 32 minutes a game or more, 4 of them averaging at least 34 minutes. We saw Julia Nash kind of first show her little spurts of action, I think, in that fourth quarter. She was kind of the second option that really started going. Kendall's been very streaky from 3. She makes a few in a row and then can't buy a bucket for a few quarters, it seems. Kaya has had, I don't know, kind of an up and down year. She's more of a slasher type player for them. She's been good when driving into the paint. Outside of the paint, not so great, I would say. And Tahira Ellis has been pretty good, actually. She's looking for Samari. She's giving Samari spacing, but she's also been able to get her buckets in the post as well. Has gotten into foul trouble a little bit in a few of these games early on, and that's where Olivia Rousers kind of had to step in as that third option in the post. But I'm not sure where you want to go with that, Mike, but there's definitely got to be a lift from this team. Samari can't do it all, and I don't know who we put that pressure on, or maybe just a little bit more from everybody. But that overtime period kind of showed what we've had. We had that second quarter, I believe it was in game 1, when they shot 10 for 10 from the field. They shot, I think it was 6 for 6 from the field in overtime Wednesday. So it's there. Like there's the pieces that can come together, and the problem is we've only seen it in 5 to 10 minute spurts through the first 3 games here. We haven't seen that full effort. So I'm not sure where you want to go with that, but I'll toss it over to you for how we get Samari some help.
No, I like when you mentioned, the Capitals' loss of the big 3, Lainey Murphy, Brie O'Connor. And we know we still have Samari Perkins, but we've been looking for that playmaker that Brie O'Connor was. And I think Kaya Jordan shows some spurts that she could be that role. She's leading the team in assists with 12. She has the ability to drive to the basket and make, hard shots, maybe not as consistently as she would like, but there's signs of life for Capital with even just bench players like Olivia Rouser, who takes some of the stress off of Samari. We saw it last game. She got a lot more time off. She wasn't on the court for the whole game like she usually is, but I don't know. Capital definitely has the talent to do so. It's just about putting the pieces together and executing things that they've been working on in practice.
We'll see who can kind of take that next step in this game here today. Will be a big storyline throughout this one. So Bethany beats, as I mentioned, Randolph-Macon High School or Randolph-Macon College, 65-62. Ignore the high school comment. I'm looking at the box score. We obviously didn't watch this game, and it's hard to see kind of where it unraveled, honestly. So Bethany had 25 turnovers in the game. Randolph-Macon had 10, so they were minus 15 in turnovers. They were plus 11 in rebounding, 32-21. And Bethany only shot from the field, or Bethany shot 38%. Randolph-Macon shot 29%. But they did shoot 17 more shots than Bethany. So if you look at this box score, it really wouldn't jump off the page. I was expecting to see Bethany have a day where they just lit it up from three, got hot or something. They were 8 for 25. So a very perplexing kind of win when you look at the numbers, minus 25 in turnovers. But it seems their defense was the reason, given the shooting percentages that I'm seeing and their rebounding advantage. They were just good at keeping the ball out of the basket. But I'm not sure what to expect out of this Bethany team. They do have a couple players that can fill it up, 17.5 per game for Lindsey Garrison. She'll be one to watch today. Coming off a big win, beating number 12. So we'll see how hungry they are against the Comets in this one. We'll come back with our starting lineups. We're about to get the national anthem here underway, so we'll cut to the mic for that and then come back with our starting lineups in game one of our doubleheader from the Capitol Center. Stay with us on the Capitol Sports Network. And welcome back into the broadcast booth here at the Capitol Center. Let's pass across our starting lineups for this afternoon's matchup. Bethany Bison out of the PAC, 2-2 this season, led by head coach Michaela Lopez. She's assisted by Tremaine Leverett and Dream Cherry. In the backcourt, the graduate senior out of Philadelphia, West Virginia, leading scorer Lindsey Garrison. Joining her in the backcourt are the 5'8 freshman out of Rayland, Ohio, Lindsay Best, and the 5'10 sophomore out of Hanoverton, Ohio, sophomore guard Addie Blazer. In the front court, their second leading scorer, 6'1 senior forward out of Barbersville, West Virginia, Kaylee Potter, and the 6' junior out of Irwin, Pennsylvania, Kate Body. So it's Garrison, Best, Blazer, Potter, and it's Kate Bottai, excuse me. For the Capital women's team, 3-0 this season, looking to go to 4-0 under head coach Camille McPherson, assisted by Skylar Fenimore and Jason Bubba Wright. In the backcourt, same usual suspects. the 5'4 junior guard out of Cincinnati, Ohio, Kendall Spreen, and the 5'6 sophomore guard out of Gahanna, Ohio, Kaya Jordan. Lastly, 5'8 freshman guard out of Kent, Ohio, Julia Nash. In the front court, 6 foot junior forward out of Pickerington, Tahira Ellis, and the 5'9 senior out of Pittsburgh, PA, Samari Perkins. Spreen, Jordan, Nash, Ellis, and Perkins for the 4th time this season. Bethany, fresh off a win over the number 12 team in the country, bopped them out of the polls, so they're not even ranked anymore. And the Comets undefeated, looking to move to 4-0, so a lot to play for both teams here. Bethany trying to keep things moving in the right direction this season. And that was their first win, Mike, since 2004 against a ranked opponent. So breaking a 20-year streak, one of the biggest wins, probably the biggest win in the past 2 decades for this program. So we'll see if that leads to more momentum or kind of a letdown performance today. You could probably make an argument for both cases. Bethany wins the opening tip, tapped by Kate Bodeye over to Garrison. And they'll go to work. Garrison averages 17 a game, so keep an eye on number 2. She's a 5'7 guard, and she's guarded by Kendall Spreen at the start of this, but they just switched with Perkins guarding her now. Deep 3 is good from Kate Bodeye. And that's how Bethany starts things off. They are not traditionally a very good three-point shooting team. They shot 32% in their win against Randolph-Macon, which we'll keep referencing. As a team, only 25% from 3. There's an answer from the Comets as well. Tahira Ellis knocking down the 3. Thought we were going to see another attempt. Instead, they go inside this time. Layup is no good from Potter. Perkins tried to throw it out to Ellis, but it got tipped as she wound up to make that pass. Now Bethany will slow things back down. Coach Lopez getting out of her seat there to tell everybody, let's calm things down. Nice give and go here around the screen, and Addie Blazer gets the layup. Looked like an offensive machine here in the early going. Kaya now driving baseline, kicks out to Perkins for 3, and missed everything. Ellis gets the rebound, bounce pass to Jordan, extra pass outside to Nash. Halfway down, but no good.
That was a great find by Jordan.
That was. Good eyes, good vision, making that extra pass. Comets seem to be getting away from their game a little bit here in the early going, Mike, just shooting a lot of outside shots.
I think the tempo is getting to them.
Yeah.
Bethany's definitely pushing the tempo and speeding things up, and that's definitely not how Capital succeeds.
Hopefully the Comets figure this out and realize they should probably slow things back down. Bethany up 5-3. Kick out to the top of the key. This is Potter driving, trying to get it inside. Good anticipation by Perkins. This Bethany team turned it over 25 times. They'll get credit for a steal here after the jump ball. This season, 93 turnovers in 4 games, so averaging over 20, well over 20 per game. I guess possession was with Capital, excuse me, so no steal here, just a jump ball. And Nash will bring it across the timeline for the Comets, moving it to the left side. This is pretty much their first look in a half-court set due to all of the up and down pace we've seen, and it's not a good start trying to get the pass into Perkins. Ellis looked like she was trying to draw a screen, and instead, no call from the officials, then fouls Addie Blazer.
We saw a little double team action that Bethany came out in against Mari Perkins. I think that's going to be definitely a key for them. How are they going to slow her down? And looks like they're trying to slow her down early.
Blazer at the line. She's an 80% free throw shooter this season, 12 for 15, and makes the first. As a team, 72% from the field, or from the free throw line for Bethany on the year. Pretty good numbers there. They average 67 points per game. Their opponents average 68. Most of their games are in the mid-60s as well. Their game high that they've scored is 76. The lowest they've scored is 61. 3 games in the 60s. Perkins in transition. That's going to be too easy. Good find from Kendall. 7-5 now. And Blazer gets it going again. She's got 6 already.
Bethany's really speeding things up, even on defense. They came out in the full court press, like trap defense. And that's speeding things up for Capital.
Yeah, Comets play games in the 60 range, more in the 50s range. They average 60 points per game. They allow 50 points per game, 54 to be exact. Their season high is 67 points.
It's a great job by Samari to get that steal.
This tempo is definitely playing to the Bison's favor. 3-ball from Ellis, no good. And rebound for Bethany. And look, as soon as they get these rebounds, Mike, they're looking to run. There's a layup around Ellis, no good. Ellis, I thought, was standing out of bounds when she grabbed that rebound, then threw it away. And it's going to be a steal credited to Lindsey Garrison.
It's another jump ball.
Remember, she's a 17-point scorer for them and hasn't even gotten going yet.
Yeah, she's the team leader, like you mentioned. She's got 70 points on the season. You know, second place on that team is 44. So she seems to be carrying this Bison team.
Blazer checks out early on. 6 points for her, off to a great start. This year, she averages 6 points per game, so she's already at her season average in the game's first 3 minutes. And she comes off. Here's Garrison for 3. Wow. Was fading to the left as she shot that and knocks it down.
That's a hard shot. It's a hard shot to make, especially with the defender like that closing out. It's impressive.
Kendall Spreen will come off, and she said to Coach, I don't know what I can do there on that shot from Garrison.
There's not much you can do.
Izzy Rodriguez checks into the game in her place. Izzy, a junior out of Parma Heights. Kaya, a little 8-footer, no good. Ellis got to be careful on the over the back there. Was not called.
It's a good look by Jordan. Hopefully those start to fall.
There's Garrison now being guarded by the newly entered Rodriguez. Finds her spot on the floor and knocks it down. All right. Well, I said she can get it going, and holy cow, we've seen it.
She's looking lethal so far.
Back-to-back three-pointers for Lindsey Garrison. Bethany is all over Capital right now, 15-5, 4 minutes in. This might be the first little bit of adversity this team has seen this early this season. They've played in some tight ones, but never down 10 in the first. Ellis gets the rebound off the miss from Perkins. Nash to Jordan. She'll settle for 3. Bank, no good. Perkins got a tip on it, but that's it. And now Bethany will run it up the floor again. Wide open mid-range shot, missed everything. Ellis gets the rebound. Miss was from Bodai. Nice moves here from Izzy. Hands it off to Ellis behind the back. Dribble. Driving in. And way too strong off the glass. Not sure if Potter got a piece of that or not. Comets cold to start today. 2 for 10. Low percentage look there. Trying to fade that over Perkins from Best, who checked in. I'm sorry, Lindsey Best in the starting lineup. Listed as a 5'10 or 5'8 guard. Addie Blazer listed as a 5'10 guard. This team is height, to say the least. 5'10 is taller than the listed height for Samari Perkins, for reference. Cap will bring it across the timeline now. This is Nash at point. Inside to Perkins. Perkins probably traveled or was fouled. Neither was called. And then misses the shot from about 4 feet out.
Should try going to her go-to, the old spin move.
Rouser jumping in to contest that 3. She just checked into the game. 5'8 out of Youngstown, Ohio. Izzy, nice moves, now gets it to Perkins. Double teamed, leaves it for Izzy. Izzy for the contested layup, no good, but she was fouled, so she will go to the line. That is on Addie Blazer. First foul for her, second for the team. That's going to be the under 5 media timeout. Boy, that crept up on us quick. So it's a 15-5 lead for Bethany. We'll be right back on the Capital Sports Network.
And welcome back to the Capital Sports Network, presented by Flow Sports. Comets trailing 15-5. Izzy Rodriguez at the free throw line. Believe these are her first attempts. That is correct. Izzy has played 20 minutes this season, has yet to find the scoring column, has 4 rebounds. And there's her first point of the season. 15-6 as she splits the pair. Red hot start from Bethany, on pace for over 120 points tonight. That'll obviously come back down, but a great start to their day as Jordan was out of bounds when she grabbed that rebound. Garrison with 6, Blazer with 6. And they're 3 for 4 from 3. The Comets are 2 for 11 from the field. They made their first three-pointer of the game with Ellis and haven't made one since. Here's another 3-ball from Garrison, no good. Perkins grabs the rebound. Perkins only has 2 points so far. She averages 24. She averages 17 rebounds. That was just her second. So she has not yet gotten going for the Comets. This game will come back to us. Nash, bad shot there. And rebound collected by Bethany.
Looks like a lot of forced shots by Capital here early.
I agree. I think the tempo is part of that. Oh, that's a good finish. That is Kaylee Potter. She's the other double-digit scorer for this team. Averages 11 and 5. And that was a nice little finish there. 45% shooter from the field, so she is a pretty good offensive weapon herself. Garrison gets the assist. Kendall Spreen checks back in now for Nash.
Bethany's looking real comfortable this early in the game, and that's going to be a good sign for them if they're looking to pull out a win.
Potter will come off now. That game against Randolph-Macon, by the way, was on the road when they got that win. They played Marietta earlier this season, which is a pretty decent litmus test. Marietta, pretty good program here in the OAC. And Marietta beat them by 15, so a much different team than Marietta saw. This Bethany team here today. Jordan, mid-range shot, no good. A lot of just getting down the floor and shooting, not really getting into their offensive sets. Good transition defense, but down by 11. And Bethany continuing to go to work. Top of the key, swung over to the left side. This is Shaylin Anthony with it. She has 6 to work with. I think that was a shot attempt, and it got blocked. Pass goes to Kaya Jordan now. Top of the key, 3-ball from Rouser, no good. Seems like everybody is just chucking. That's only Rouser's second 3-point field goal attempt this season.
The Comets almost look indecisive with the ball.
I was going to say, I feel like she thought she was open, and she was for a second, and then she didn't shoot it, and then shot it. You know what I mean? She kind of hesitated with that decision-making, as you point out.
There's been a lot of that, even with the passes, too.
Rodriguez telegraphing that one. It was stolen away. I believe that was Simpson on the steal, Ella Simpson. And Addie Blazer can't handle that pass and then lets out a primal yell.
Obviously frustrated. That's not what you want.
There's actually a Maria Jones on the steal, by the way. Comets make another substitution as Ellis checks back in. So mostly the starting 5 out there. Rodriguez remains in for Julia Nash. Izzy's getting a lot of run here in the first quarter. Played 4 minutes so far, but it looks like she's going to be coming off as Kaya Young is getting ready to come back in, or come in for the first time today. Perkins in the post. Her defender went to the ground trying to draw a charge. Bade didn't get the call, but then Perkins missed the shot. Nice sidestep there by Blazer. No good. Gets her own miss. Extra pass back. 3-ball. No good. Good basketball, but did not make the shot on the end of it. Now the Comets run it the other way. Spreen slowing it down. Pass goes in, mismatch, down low. Perkins gets the layup, and she's fouled. Somehow ended up with the 5'4" Shaylin Anthony on her, and Perkins is going to win that battle.
Yeah, 9 times out of 10. That's going to be Samari getting another trip to the line and a chance for the 3-point play.
Kaya Young, as I mentioned, the 5'6" freshman out of Reynoldsburg, checks in. Went to Pickerington Central High School, much like Tahira Ellis. Perkins to the line where she has been outstanding this season. We mentioned all of her national numbers. She is at actually 67% now because she had a really rough third game at the line. She had set the free throw record the game before, going 16 of 18. Nice poke by Ellis. But ever since then, she's now gone cold at the line and is shooting just 67%. Coming into today, Mike, she has 43 of the team's 66 free throw attempts.
That's absurd.
And
I don't think I've ever seen a stat like that.
She has as many as our opponents, 44 for the opposition total, and she has 43 herself. So just living at the free throw line, but needs to start making them again as she was earlier in the season. Only 3 to shoot. Anthony, a big high arching one off the backboard and in.
The bank's open.
It is still Saturday afternoon. Some are, I guess. Young, nice find to Ellis. Charge called on Kaya Young as she went into the body of Bethany before the pass. Actually, that's Potter drawing the charge. First foul on Kaya Young. Oh, it's Ewing, excuse me. That makes more sense. We have the phonetic spellings out on our page, so I misread the I there. So it's Kaya Ewing who is picking up the first personal there. Anthony guarded by Spreen. Coming around the screen now. Bad looking three-point attempt there from the freshman Dakota Barnes. 3 ball on this end for Ewing. No good. In and out. Rebound collected by Blazer. How about the first quarter? She's had 6 points and 6 rebounds. And again, she's a player that averages 6 points a game. She's posting up on Ewing. Ewing got a tip on that and is able to get the steal with the help of Perkins. 3 inches shorter on the roster is Kaya Ewing, and she went up there and made the play. She wanted to shoot that 3 ball, but the pass was late to get to her. 35 seconds to work with here in the quarter. 13 on the shot clock. Ellis driving left side. No good, too strong. 3 for 18 here in the first quarter. That's likely where the comments will end as there's 20 seconds on the game clock. And the shot clock is turned off. Pass goes too high. Ewing had a piece of it. Now it's kicked out. 8 to work with. Shot from Bada is good. 5 seconds left and counting for the Comets. They got to get it in. 2 seconds to work with. Perkins is going to heave from half court. Too strong. 23-8. Bethany coming out on fire. They have a 15-point edge as we head to the second quarter break. We'll be right back on the Capital Sports Network. All right, well, hopefully this is the reset the Comets need here. 23-8, Bethany shooting 42% right now. 8 of 19 from the field, 4 of 9 from 3. The Comets 3 for 18 at 16%, 1 of 9 from 3 at 11%, and make it 1 for 10. Spreen misses here, and Mike, you just want to see some better shots, I think, here in the second quarter.
Yeah,
back to the basics.
A lot of forced shots.
Bethany is playing very good basketball, making good passes, and They're shooting a high percentage because they're taking a lot of high percentage looks. Good defense from Perkins here. And we're going to get the ball out of it.
Was heads up by Ellis, front in the post. Getting that tip to Perkins.
Starting 5 back in there for the Comets. And Samari Perkins has not come off the floor yet today. Kaya Jordan thought about the 3. Kicks out to Ellis. Here's Nash, spot up. 3 ball, no good. Perkins tips it out. It was the right idea. Just couldn't really grab it, so tipped it out to the perimeter. Spreen was making a backdoor cut, and so it went by her untouched and out of bounds. Comets haven't scored in 3 minutes, and they're 1 for their last 16 shooting. That number just came across my screen. Bethany, meanwhile, on a 16-3 run, make it 18-3, and a 7-0 run since the Comets have last scored. 25-8, a 17-point lead. This is the largest deficit of the season for the Comets, so we're about to find out what this team is made of here. This is good, I think, to have this kind of early season test. It's very easy to just coast and win games, but when you've got to come back from a big hole, this is a game you'll look back on later this year. Perkins lost it, but Ellis grabs it. Ellis for 3, no good. Now 1 for 6 shooting.
You know, we've seen this Capital team face adversity before, and they've done a good job so far at responding and getting back to the basics.
3 in the key called here. And yeah, I think that is the key right now. They're just not playing crisp offense that we're used to seeing out of this group. Passing isn't there. The cuts are kind of late, lethargic. Hopefully they can get that offense going.
I think it's just the Capital Comets are trying to keep up with this well-conditioned Bison team. And they've been running up and down the court all game. In-press defense, pushing transitions, and it's really making the Comets uncomfortable.
They've had 8 players that have played at least 4 minutes in this game, too. 7 of them have played 5 or more. So they trust their depth as well, and that probably allows them to play at that higher tempo. Comets conditioning is going to be tested for sure if this continues. Here's Dakota Barnes. Barnes kicking out. Top of the key now. Potter has it. Settles for a long 2 and knocks it down. I mean, some of it is just that, too. They're making some good shots.
There's not much you can do that. Little step back, mid-range. It's a nice finish.
Spreen drives in, now leaves it for Samari. He's working one-on-one here. Nash in the corner. Good spin move. Use the glass. Doesn't, but is fouled. Looked like she tried to kind of float that in. I think if you use the glass there, probably have a better chance of putting that in. Nash will go to the line, though. Julia this season is 3 for 4 at the line. She's the second leading scorer on the team now, by the way, at 9 per game. And kind of had a big fourth quarter and overtime in that win against Case Western. She ended up with 10 points. That was her first double-digit outing of her career. 9 points against Mount St. Joe's, 8 against Franklin, 10 against Case Western. Has that low kind of line drive shot. Has made a 3 in every game this season, so we'll see if that streak continues today as well. (27-9). 18-point edge. Bethany is +3 here in the second quarter, 2.5 minutes in. Garrison losing it. It was tipped. Nyla Washington will check in next for the Comets. 13 to shoot. That is spanked in again. When you're hot, you're hot. That's 2 banked threes now for the Bison. The first half alone.
They're out there shooting 44% beyond the arc.
Kendall's wide open, bottom of your screen. Didn't see her right away. Now Perkins has it. Kick out. Fake pass to Spreen. No looker over to Ellis. And she missed everything. Ball's down on the ground. And that's a smart play there by Jordan to let that go out of bounds.
And we've seen Julia Nash make those passes before. She's really comfortable making those no-look passes.
She had a highlight one that was posted to the IG account, I believe, on that pass to Kaya Jordan in Game 2 this season. Spreen, good cut. Oh, she was under the basket, though. That does get the reset of the shot clock. And now Nash from 3, no good. Good rebound from Kaya Jordan. Then she walked half a mile, but no whistle. Over to Perkins. She knocks it down from outside. Oh, that was definitely a travel, not called. Comets take advantage and get 3 points. Now in transition, and there's another tough basket. Someone's got to come back to the ball here. Spreen able to break free. Layup was from Lindsay Best. So all of the starters for Bethany have scored already. 14 minutes in. Perkins, 3 again. No good this time.
She seems to be getting more comfortable shooting that 3 ball.
Definitely something that has increased throughout her career, both efficiency-wise and attempt-wise. She's 1 for 4 technically in this one, but one of those was the half-court shot. They don't have the NBA rule with the half-court heaves where it still counts as an attempt. Garrison now way off on the direction finder there. Put back no good. Another offensive rebound. Josie Stone. Extra pass over to Garrison. She's not going to miss twice in the same possession. She is looking like a sniper from outside. Bethany leads by 23. Timeout called by the Comets. We'll step away and be right back from the Capitol Center. (35 to 12). We have 5:29 left to play in the first half, second quarter. And the Comets are in a world of trouble right now. And an illegal screen's not going to help. Nyla Washington checking in, 5'9", sophomore guard forward out of Reynoldsburg. Look like she's kind of in at the 4 right now. So it's Ewing, Izzy Rodriguez, Kaya Jordan, Perkins, and Washington. This is definitely the first time this group has been on the floor together. And I think this is coach looking for some answers. Good front there by Washington. Gets the steal right back after committing the illegal screen. Ewing flying into the paint and gets the basket.
That was an athletic finish by Ewing. Like, that was real agile.
Good burst into the painted area, and that one tipped out of bounds. This is a big chance for some of these players, Mike, on the floor. We mentioned the minutes that these starters get, over 30 a game. You've got to make the most of your opportunities, especially when your team's down by 21. The starters aren't playing well. It's a real opportunity for some of these players to earn a little extra run.
And I think it's because of this, of how fast the Bisons play. Like, there's no way that the Capital starters can maintain the same level of intensity and effort for 30-plus minutes per game.
It does look like Ewing has a little bit of an extra burst, so maybe some of that is just fresh legs. But definitely a quick player, so good to have some speed out there on the floor. Garrison's been on fire. She's knocked down 3 threes, 11 points for Bethany. She gives it off here. Powerful jump stop, turnaround shot, no good from Best. And a rebound ripped away by Perkins, and that's going to be a jump ball, I guess. Perkins wins possession anyway with the arrow. 2 more subs coming on. Abby Blazer back in, and Maya Johnson back in as well. So that's 11 deep now for Bethany off the bench. Comets have stuck with just 9. But this is still more minutes than they've given their bench in the first half of any of these games. 3 ball from Ewing, no good. I think I just saw Coach Goodwin walk by. She's getting ready for game 2 of our doubleheader. Men's team taking on Wittenberg, which will start 30 minutes after the conclusion of this one on the Capital Sports Network. Definitely was Coach Goodwin as he's on his way back. That looked like a travel, but not called. Now Garrison has it at the free throw line extended. Kick out. Oh, sloppy possession here from Bethany. And they are able to get a foul at the end of it. That's Perkins' first. Ewing, the only player that has picked up multiple fouls in this game. She has 2. And it'll be Abby Blazer at the line, having the best game of her season with 6 points and 6 rebounds. She had 6 points in the first 4 minutes, and now she has 7. And she's 3rd on the team with 7 points in this game, so that tells you a lot right there. Addie's second free throw, no good. Washington runs down the rebound. Comets trail by 22. Rodriguez moving to her left, has some space through the middle. And they're going to say that is Bethany's basketball. Maybe not. No, I thought they were going to overturn the call there, but it was a stoppage for the substitutions. 8 points in the first quarter, 6 in the second quarter for the Comets, shooting 5 for 29 now. The difference in this game is basically just making shots. Bethany's made theirs. The Comets haven't made theirs. It's not like we're turning the ball over at an extended clip or anything like that. I believe a timeout was called by Bethany there to keep possession on the loose ball. It's going to be a 30-second timeout to keep possession for Bethany. Anything else jumping off at you, Mike, rather than just the shots being missed on our end and not on their end?
I feel like it's a little indecisiveness still. You know, there's some possessions where we have an open look, but since we've been so cold from beyond the arc, when you see a wide open teammate open for 3, you know, we've only made 2 threes out of 16 chances. So either we need to start making those fall or swinging the ball more to get an even better look.
The starters for Bethany are shooting 12 for 24, 50%, even better than their team average of 46%. The Comets are 5 for 29. They're about to bring in some starters after giving the bench unit some extended run. They weren't able to score, but they have slowed down the Bethany attack at least. Kaya's fouled. It'll be Ellis and Nash to check in. Washington comes off. Rodriguez comes off. Ewing came off for Spreen already after the timeout. So it's the starting 5 for the Comets. So no message being sent here by Coach McPherson. I was thinking she might kind of take some starters off at the end of the half, but she's closing with her starting 5 and has faith in them. And let's see if some freshness in the legs helps here for the final 3 minutes. There's a basket for Perkins. Got to just kind of truncate this game, right? Just try to get it down to 15, 10 at half, something you can come back from.
Yeah, didn't mean to cut you off, but I think for Capital, these last couple minutes of this half and the first couple minutes of the second half are going to be crucial.
I agree. Jordan, nice stop and go move into the corner. Oh, Nash was there, but they swing it around this way instead. Spreen wide open. No good. Long rebound. Kendall gets it. Got to get points here. Make that offensive rebound hurt. Jordan, nice move to her left. Kicks out to Nash. Ball fake. Ellis swinging it. Kendall gets it to Perkins. Inside to Ellis. Long reach. And thankfully on the backside of that, Johnson touching that. Only 4 seconds to shoot here for the Comets. I'd be looking for Kendall off a screen here. There's Perkins setting it, and they go to the top of the key. Big shot from Perkins, no good. Really used her legs to get that on the rim. Johnson for three. No good. Offensive rebound. Blazer collects it. I think she might have picked up her dribble there. I guess not. And then just whips it into the basket off the backboard. That's a tough finish. 38-16. It's back to 22 points. Jordan Ellis inside Perkins. Kick out. Let's hit one. Nash from three. No good. Perkins. Offensive rebound to Kendall. Shoot it. Jordan for three. Yes. I feel like that hesitation's still there, Mike. And wide open. Just rip that ball off. That shouldn't even be a thought. Nice steal from Ellis. 38-19. Here's Spreen in transition. Bounce pass to Perkins. And she smartly goes for the 2 points there.
That's a great find by Spreen. Nice low bounce pass. Give it to your star player. Let her finish it.
Here we go. I said get it down to 15 or so if you can. It's 17 right now. Foul under the basket. It's going to be on Nash. That is team foul number 4. Rouser checks in for Perkins. Here's her 1 minute break before the end of the half. And Smart here to just make sure Perkins doesn't even pick up a foul. It's going to be pretty much one more offensive possession. They might even be able to check her back in if the ball goes out of bounds or something. Jordan with the steal as Spreen turned around and just picked up the ball. Good screen from Ellis. Kick out in the corner for three. It's Nash. No good. Jordan gets the rebound and hit in the head. She's fouled. That's the third team foul for Bethany, so no free throws here for Cap. Still one foul to give for Bethany. They elect to not put Perkins back in. Go ahead, Mike.
The amount of wide open threes that we've had is unbelievable.
They've also taken 21 threes here in the first half, and they've made 3.
And I think probably 80% of those are wide open shots, like not a defender even close to the shooter.
Jordan inbounding. Spreen. Another wide open 3, and that one's good from Kendall Spreen. 38-24. They're heating up from outside. 4 for 22 for the game now, but it's an 8-0 run here from the Comets to close things out. This is probably the last offensive possession for Bethany. 1 for their last 5 from the field. Johnson in traffic, no good. Spreen gets the rebound, call a timeout. They're going to be a foul or a jump ball. And we have 3 timeouts left. I guess you want to save those, but to me, I call a timeout there. It will at least give the Comets the ball to start the second half. 12 seconds to work with. Shot clock off. Rouser got to be careful to not foul here. 6 seconds left. Blazer in traffic. No good. Ellis, 3 seconds. Heaves it short from half court. But a nice little spurt here at the end of the half. A 10-2 run in the final 3.5 minutes. And the Comets get this deficit down to 14. 38-24. I think we got a lot of more ball game left in this one still. We'll see if the Comets can keep that momentum going. You're listening to Game 1 of a doubleheader here from the Capitol Center on the Capitol Sports Network, presented by Flow Sports. We'll be back in about 15. And welcome back to the Capitol Center. It is 38-24. Comets ending the half in the final 2 minutes on an 8-0 run. A 10-2 run if you go back to the 3:47 to go mark when there was that timeout taken. So the Comets get back into this thing. They were down as much as 23 at one point. They're down 14. And we saw it really start to develop there at the end. The Comets hitting a couple of three-pointers there. Kaya Jordan and Kendall Spreen knocking one down. And Samari very quietly, Mike, is getting there herself. 11 points, 7 rebounds. So right in line with being on pace for her average, maybe a little low on the rebounds. But I mean, just got to channel that final 5 minutes somehow and turn it into a 20-minute effort.
Right. And we saw, like you said, they showed a little bit of life there at the end. But they've taken a lot of three-pointers. They've taken more three-pointers than they have inside the arc, and that's, I think, a testament to how good the Bethany defense is interior. And, you know, they've gotten great shots, great looks, but it's about execution. And they started to execute a little more at the end, and I think that can carry into the second half. But it's going to be interesting to see what this Capital team is made of, because we've seen it all year. They've faced adversity before, but not to this extent. So it's going to be interesting to see.
The Comets have shot the season high is 29 attempts from three this season. They have already attempted 22 three-pointers. So I think, you know, this coming from the old system where they'd shoot maybe 10 threes a game on a good day. You know, we're in a system where we're shooting in the mid-20s of threes per game, which is fine. I think 22 and a half is starting to push that limit. On pace for 44 three-point attempts, especially when you're shooting on an 18% clip. That's going to need to get cleaned up. I think they need to get to the cup and get some higher percentage looks to go, and that'll open up the three-point looks. But like you said, Mike, they're missing a lot of open ones, so I don't know how to balance those two thoughts. My other point I wanted to make, Bethany has banked in 2 bad three-pointers. They've gotten kind of a lucky roll on a layup as well. It's 8 points off of, honestly, some bad shots that just went down. So you take that into account, too. I know they count just the same as a beautiful, crisp swish, but, you know, banking in 2 threes, you're not going to be able to count on that here in the second half. So we're about to find out what this Capital team is made of. Do they got a good comeback in them? For Bethany, I mean, this team is coming together, to say the least. They were 1-2. They beat the number 12 team in the country on the road in their house. Now they come to Capital, and again, we're not ranked or getting votes yet or anything like that, but 3-0, off to a great start. It's been pretty smooth sailing. Case Western maybe a little bit of a bumpy game, but the Comets got the win out of it. And Coach Lopez has her team buying in for sure on the Bison side, because they've come in here and they flat out just beat Capital in that first half. But again, final few minutes, it's starting to slip away. I think the time at half came at a great time for them to regroup. We'll see what the Comets have. Do they have a 14-point comeback in them over the final 20 minutes? Ellis gets it to Nash. Starting 5 out there for both teams. Perkins inside to Ellis, and there's a high percentage shot to start things off.
There it is. Pass inside. That's what we need.
So Perkins has 11. No one else on the team has more than 3 until Ellis, banking that in, now has 5. She started the game with the three-pointer and then went over her next 6, but was able to get the basket here. A lot of steps there for Garrison. There's been a few of those today on both sides, to be honest. Perkins tripping over the defender there. Everything okay. Perkins has it top of the key now, fakes 3 steps with the pivot. Nash fakes the pass inside, back to Samari, back to Nash. They're really trying to get Ellis involved. Spreen, late break around a screen from Jordan. 3-ball, bouncing around, no good. Perkins was able to move around the defender, but couldn't get the hands around it. 40-26, Bethany leads. Foul called on Nash, and it turned out to be a good foul as Potter made the shot after the whistle. Nash now has 3 fouls, though. Foul trouble for Bethany, 2 for Best and 2 for Blazers, so really not a huge concern. Oh, Perkins. That was all ball, I guess. That's not, though.
Perkins showing a lot of emotion.
And then
after
they
that.
tee up Perkins.
Wow.
And she's coming to the bench. Something's wrong there. I'm not sure what happened. So she blocked. It looked like it wasn't a block, first off. It looked like she smacked Potter's arm, and she didn't. I guess the officials didn't call a foul. So it was ruled a block. And then after all of that, Perkins came to the bench and started motioning something towards Coach McPherson. Wasn't heard, I guess. Came back to now Potter and aggressively was clapping at her. And you could hear her say, "Let's go," very loudly as she started running from half court. The officials didn't like that. That was a very strange sequence. Garrison gets the technical free throw and makes both. She is 15 now. And I truly don't know what happened there. Pass goes into Potter, out of bounds. I think Perkins didn't like that Potter was arguing for a foul call. There wasn't one called. And then for some reason Perkins got hyped up about that exchange. Oh, another no-looker from Nash, but this one not pretty as it's thrown right to Bethany. She clearly likes the no-look pass. It's like the third one we've seen from her this year. Good pass here on the other end. And Potter gets the layup. Potter's been awoken by that technical foul.
I think that just sparked a lot of energy into this gymnasium on both teams.
Yeah. They usually thrive in the higher pressure environments, so maybe that's Samari just turning the team up a little bit. Ellis driving in, kick out. Need one from Kaya Jordan, no good. Ellis had it, but couldn't secure it. Rebound goes to Badai, and then that's a bad pass. Spreen with a gift of a steal. Back to Jordan now. Skip pass, cross court, extra pass. Ellis top of the key. Being guarded by the guard Garrison, who pokes it free. He's going to stay here. Rodriguez will check in for Nash, and a fresh 5 coming in for Bethany. Okay. Coach Lopez coming to her starters there and is immediately saying, we're going to keep the pace up here, and that's what she's doing, unloading 5 fresh bodies out there.
I think Coach Lopez realizes how efficiently the Bison were playing in the first half when they were pushing the tempo nonstop.
Rodriguez misses the 3. Perkins, rebound in traffic, no good. And it's going to stay here. Dakota Barnes knocking it out of bounds. I think part of this, too, is she knows that these starters are going to get big minutes from Capital in the second half. So if she can get as many bodies out on the floor and just tire them out, win a war of attrition with an 18-point lead, it's not a bad thought. Long 2 from Ellis, no good. Rebound goes to Barnes. They had 6 subs play. Everyone that subbed played at least 4 minutes in the game for the Bison. So they do at least trust them to give them a few minutes here each. That was, travel. Something there. Pass went into Jones, and she almost skated into the paint. Looked like a lag in a video game for a second.
There's been quite a few of those, like questionable if that was a travel, if it wasn't, but that's the first travel call they've called this game.
Jordan, tough look in the paint, gets it to go. Rouser checks in for Ellis, by the way. Rodriguez into the game for Nash. Otherwise, the other 3 starters for the Comets in the game. That breaks up a 6-0 run. Comets trail by 16. Pass outside to Josie Stone into the corner for Anthony. Anthony trying to feed Jones now, doubled by Rodriguez. Now her player's open. 3 ball, no good. Bethany got it to the open man.
It was a good sequence, a good ball movement by the Bison, just couldn't execute that.
Starters are coming right back in. Here's the 3 from Spreen, a deep one, and Kendall gets it going. 6 points for her now. That's already 4 3-point attempts in the first 4 minutes for the Comets. They're going to keep chucking and get their way back into the game by courtesy of the perimeter. It's a 13-point game. The Comets can get this down under 10. That's your next milestone here. Bethany will have their starters check in. right now as there's a foul called on Kaya Jordan off the ball. It's Jordan's first. Nash with 3, Perkins with 2. Keep an eye on those two. So it's the starters checking back in. Best, Garrison, Potter, Bade, and Blazer. Team's third already on the fouls for the Comets here. Garrison around a double team, leaves it for Potter, drops it in. Potter has 12 on 5 of 8 shooting. Spreen beats her player in the backcourt. Starts to set up for a three-pointer. Needs some spacing here. Perkins now has it. Switching the sides of the floor over to Izzy Rodriguez. Double team coming. Throws it off the back of Garrison, who was able to get her in the passing lane, literally. .5:15 to play. Closing in on the media timeout here in the third quarter. Comets down by 15. Perkins. No good. Left it short. Rouser gets the miss. Perkins has it again. Goes right into Potter. Potter holds her ground for the first push from Perkins. She just has that second effort. Like trying to stop a running back. You might slow her down, but she's going to keep going. And it's 46-33 now. Perkins with 13. Bade, top of the key with Potter. Pass goes inside, and the layup's good. Blazer with 11 on 4 of 6 shooting. 3 players in the starting lineup in double figures now for the Bison. Izzy gets the screen from Perkins and tried to go that direction, kick ball. And it's going to reset to 20 on the shot clock. We will have a table media timeout. 48-33. Comets down 15, -1 here in the third quarter. We'll be right back. .48-33, Comets down 15, and they'll use the same lineup they had at the start of the timeout here. Starting 5 still in there from the Bison. So that's an interesting move from Coach Lopez. She took all her starters off the floor as Perkins gets a tough finish here and is fouled, lets out some even more emotion.
There it is. Perkins finally awakened in the paint. She hasn't really gone much to the paint this game. She's taken more mid-range and some even three-pointers, but she's finally getting some looks in the paint and going back to work.
Going back to the Bison substitution pattern, so they had their starting 5 out there. They came out for about 2 minutes there, came back on the floor for 2 minutes, then got the media timeout. So that media timeout starting to come into play, I think, with some of these rotations, and that's a smart move by Coach Lopez, able to get her starters 2 long breaks already. And we'll see how long she sticks with them to finish out this third quarter. Blazer in traffic, throws one up. She's fouled by Perkins. That's her third. So she's got 3 fouls now. That technical foul hurts because that was how she picked up number 2 as well. It's tough to just pick up a free foul, literally, and then give the other team 2 points. Don't know if it really woke up her team or not. She is playing with a lot of passion right now. No question about that.
And that's usually a good sign coming from her. I mean, she's already got 16, 9 rebounds, 1 rebound away from a double-double, or season average so far, and almost, I want to say, her career average.
Yeah, she's got to be at this point at least in the 9s of rebounds per game. Izzy off to Rouser, inside Perkins, double teamed, kick out. Rodriguez has room, left it short from 3. Potter gets the miss.
Rodriguez looking a little indecisive with the ball.
Looked like Garrison wanted that one back to shoot the 3. She comes around the screen. Rouser switches, so now there's a height advantage here. Jordan gonna have to try to slow Potter down. Now wide open, Garrison can't do that.
Yeah, can't leave her open.
Garrison knocks it down, her 4th triple. Comets now down 17 again. Didn't mean to quote the movie there. Spring gets the screen from Rouser back to Jordan now. Jordan, Rodriguez again. That time, oh, I thought she had it. Hit both sides of the rim. Perkins into Potter. Potter picks up her 2nd. And Perkins a little bit slow to get up there. Kendall has kind of seemed to be the player she's turning to the most. And Kendall's trying to keep her in check still a little bit. You like to see some emotion, but you got to be under control still. And I think Kendall's there to remind her that. Kaya Ewing checking in. I think this is her first minutes in the second half of a game that wasn't in a mop-up type duty. And honestly, she looked great off the bench in the first half. I think she earned these minutes. She did pick up 2 fouls in 4 minutes, so that's impressive in its own right. Had 2 points as well. Perkins at the line, made the first, makes the second. So Samari now 3 for 4 at the line after missing the first. She has her double-double now, Mike, and she has 18 and 10.
Looks like she's a little bit more comfortable on the free throw line, taking more time, settling in. And
there's Ewing. Poking it free. Nyla Washington gets the steal. Perkins, Spreen, thought about the quick trigger, gets the switch. Perkins is being guarded by a point guard. They get it to her. Samari trying to body her way down there into the post. She's still being guarded by Garrison. She's got to post up here. Jordan, reverse layup, no good. Perkins explodes to the glass, but the rebound is picked up by Anthony. In transition now. Badi trying to push it. Ewing gets another poke. Washington another steal. Spreen, pull up, 3 ball. Oh, it was like 3/4 of the way down. Didn't go down.
she loves that shot. She loves that just dribble pull up from 3, and it's sometimes works. Looked like it was going to work there.
I thought it was in for sure. Now another steal from Ewing. Ewing being a pest on the defensive end right now. Passing over to Jordan. Setting a screen and now getting out of the way. Spreen's open. 3 ball. Bang! 53-41. 12-point game. Comets now leading the quarter by 2. Over and back, right? Yes. So a stutter step there from Anthony. She stepped into the front court, and then back into the back court. And a self-inflicted turnover there for Bethany. By the way, Bethany is -7 in turnovers again. We mentioned in their upset win over number 12, Randolph-Macon, they were -15 in the turnover department. Still able to get the win. And right now they're -8 after the pickup there. Spreen will shoot again from 3, no good. That's going to stay here or not. Yikes.
The whole gym erupted.
Yeah, it was not a good call. All right, so 53-41, 1:10 remaining.
Wow.
Comets trying to keep their composure. Already have 1 tech. Perkins is on the bench for the final minute and a half here, and again, she has 3 fouls. Jordan pokes it free. Now Ewing defending the baseline. Wild pass. Jordan grabs it. 3-on-1 the other way. Spreen out wide to the left. They wanted the 3-pointer. Ewing driving in. Leaves it for Jordan. Wide open layup. She missed it. Foul called on the Capitol, and that will send Bethany to the line. A crazy swing there. Excellent ball movement. They got it to the open shooter down low. Jordan couldn't get the layup to drop, and then a foul in all of that chaos sends Anthony to the line.
It's not how you want to see that end. I mean, Capital's defense is really stepping up here in the second half. Clearly, getting a bunch of steals, getting a bunch of transitions, but can't really seem to be executed. And that's been their trouble all game.
Anthony's also the best free throw shooter on the roster for Bethany, shooting 10 for 11 from the season now. Missed here. And out of bounds on Bethany. Good effort to save that by Bodi. So it's 54-41.
That was a good announcer's jinx there.
Yeah, I got you. And now a foul there on Anthony. That's the third team foul for Bethany, so it won't be free throws yet. I see she was the best free throw shooter on the team. She banked in the first one, and then the second one kind of fell off the rim on her. Comets really don't have time for a 2-for-1 here, so just need their best shot. A three-pointer would cut it to 10. Spreen giving it off. Washington thought about the pull. Oh, boy. Throws it too high, and Cap might have got bailed out there. Ellis was fouled as she went up for the pass. All right, so 28 seconds left now in the quarter. 20 seconds on the shot clock. The possession arrow is with Bethany, so the Comets got to score here, I think. Ellis struggling with the handles there, gets it over to Washington. Washington gets to the paint, step back, in traffic, no good. That's going to not stay here off of Ellis. Less argument this time from Cap. The official was standing right there, so we would expect him to make that call. Garrison comes into the game. Garrison, by the way, has 18 points. She's averaging 17 a game, but has a little bit extra in the tank tonight, this afternoon, I should say. We have no concept of time here in the Capitol Center. We cannot see outside, so I guess kind of can off to the right. But Garrison passes it to Potter. Back to Garrison. Ellis is guarding her. She's got a long wingspan. Able to get some room somehow still as Garrison. She left it short, though, after that step back. So kind of a win in the quarter for both teams, I guess. The Comets are playing better offensively. 17 points that quarter, but Bethany opening up a nice run at the end of the half, the end of the quarter. Good push to keep this at 13 points. It's going to be a tall mountain in 10 minutes for the Comets. We'll see if they can do it. We'll be right back. (54-41) your score. Final 10 minutes to play here from the Capitol Center. A reminder after this one, Wittenberg versus Capitol on the men's side. We'll start 30 minutes after the conclusion of this contest. Garrison for three, and another big hit. Lindsay has 5 3-pointers for Bethany. And they're back up 16 now. It's felt like the Comets have made a dent, Mike, but looking at the quarter-by-quarter numbers, the Bethany was up plus 15 after the first quarter. Capitol actually won the second quarter 16-15, and they won the third quarter 17-16, but as you can see there, they're not really making a dent in the lead after that big run to get it back into this 15-point range. Perkins gets another basket and lets out another roar. It's felt like we're making a comeback because we were down as much as 23, but it's really not been closer than 10. And they've got to put this run together early in this half here, early in this last quarter. I really wish the men's would switch to what happened here.
She's bleeding.
Yep.
But to go back to what you said, that first quarter definitely hurt us the most. Being outscored 23-8, that hurts a lot. We only shot 11% from three, 16% from the field. That's our Achilles heel for this game at least.
Last game, remember the men's game, we had a player shoot from the volleyball line at the free throw line. Just came to mind because of a weird sequence there. Had blood on her hand, I guess, and then had to come off to get it wiped off. And now you can see Samari has her hand in her mouth, like sucking up something that's coming. She has to get it wrapped up. So the official's sending her off. And the trainer the first time was trying to wrap her hand, and Samari took the wrap out of her hand and just wiped it herself and then went out to shoot the free throw. But it's obviously an open wound, so they have to cover it. And they are allowing Samari to do this, which if I'm Coach Lopez, I would say she needs to come off the floor with a sub, but they're able to get her taped up.
And I think that was the quickest sequence of events by the training staff I think I've ever seen.
It looks like it's her wrist, where the tape is, so it might not affect her hand too much in terms of shooting the ball. That would be your main concern, grip on the basketball. But it's on her wrist. Perkins was almost baiting that pass, and then taken away by Kaya Ewing again. Ewing has 3 steals now off the bench, and she also has a tip that led to a 4th. And she gets minutes to start the quarter here with Nash in foul trouble as well. Ewing driving baseline, top of the key, extra pass. Ellis on the left wing, drives into the paint, fouled, and won't get the basket, but will get to the line. Well, one player's earned some playing time in this one, and it's Kaya Ewing. I'm certain we're going to see more of her moving forward here from the Comets. Look at her getting 4th quarter minutes. The freshman out of Reynoldsburg, went to Pickerington Central High School.
She's been a defensive menace for the Comets off the bench, and it's really been helping them out in trying to make a comeback.
Even on the offensive end, she had that nice pass to Jordan for the layup that didn't go down.
Right.
And in that sequence there, she had the pass before the one to Ellis. She's doing a good job of finding the open player, keeping the ball rotation moving. I like what I've seen. 57-45. Comets within 12. This is the closest they've been since trailing by 23. And that's a carry called against Lindsey Best. Julia Nash is also shooting 0 for 7 today with those 3 fouls, so maybe that's part of the reason Ewing's out there. Nash, the second leading scorer on the Comets coming in. Her lowest effort of the season has been 8 points. But today, she might top that. That's going to stay here. It hit the feet of Bata as it went out of bounds. Jordan looking for somewhere to go with it. Wants to go to Ewing. Ewing calling for a screen. Gets one on this side instead from Ellis. Leaves it for Spreen. She's open. No good. Perkins got her hands on that somehow. Now the press, and Ewing's going to get called for the foul. She tried to be straight up there. Ewing has 3 fouls now in 9 minutes.
That's kind of what you get being that aggressive on defense.
3 steals, 3 fouls, yeah. I mean, she's reaching, she's poking.
Yeah.
She's picking up the foul. She knows she has all 5 to play with, so may as well, right? Not needing to save those fouls at all. Garrison working against Kaya Jordan now. Good switch on the handoff pass. Good first step here. Extra pass, another open shooter. And no good from Best. That's a good miss for Cap. That was a wide open look. Jordan is going to have some room now to operate. Good push pass over to Ewing. Confident to jump shot, no good. Ellis gets the miss. Come on, Kendall from 3. It's good. Cap within 9. Timeout called by Bethany. The Comets start the quarter on a 7-3 run. And with 7:12 remaining, they trail by just 9. 30-second timeout.
They're starting to crawl. They're starting to climb back.
Going to stick with Ewing out there. And Coach McPherson, you can see her. We have a great view of her in the huddle here, and she is calm. She just nodded her head and is just kind of that calm presence in the huddle. We saw her get pretty animated in that last game against Case when the Comets lost their lead. She called the timeout and lit into them a little bit. This is more of the demeanor we're used to seeing from Coach McPherson, and just, helping her team along here. She's confident they can still come back in this thing. 9 points in 7 minutes feels doable. So, see if they can keep this going. It's a 7-0 run. Bethany hasn't scored in the last 2.5 minutes. They made their first shot out of the break with the three-pointer. And since then, they've only been able to shoot the ball one time in 2.5 minutes. They are now minus 11 in turnovers. It's got to catch up to you eventually.
That's their Achilles heel. It's been that all season.
I mean, last game, again, minus 15 against the 12th ranked team in the country, and they still win. That is mind-blowing to me. And some of it is Lindsey Garrison today. She has been on fire from outside, but throws it away. Who else?
Steal.
Kaya Ewing with the steal. And the putback on the transition. Gets the layup to go. Not a putback, but gets the layup to go on the other end. Kaya Ewing. Oh, my goodness. What a basket. That's a bad foul call. I don't think Jordan touched her.
And the Bison they've been doing that all game.
How did
They've
that
been
go in?
trying they've been trying to draw fouls and falling on the ground. We've seen them try that on defense, when Perkins drives to the paint, and then we see Badi or Anthony flop into the ground. We see it there. But sometimes that works for teams.
That is a unbelievable layup from Kadley Potter.
I don't know how she made that.
I don't know. And, again, I don't think she was fouled either. Spreen to answer. Kendall now has 5 3-pointers from outside, 15 points. Cap is within 7. Good energy here, and the crowd starting to become a factor as well. Spreen with the poke, and it's going to stay here. But a pretty good crowd on hand. And I believe more will probably file in as the men's game gets closer to starting here in the next, scheduled to start at 3 o'clock, but obviously won't start at 3. A quick inbound play there. Garrison misses the 3. Comets ball off of Best.
Coach Lopez.
Yeah,
very
she was
upset
fired
about
up.
that call.
6:07 to play. Comets can make it a 2-possession game with a bucket here on this end. Pass goes to Kaya Ewing. Ewing is open. Passes it off to Ellis. And they go right back to Samari. Bread and butter for the Comets. Probably was fouled. No call. That's going to go the other way. It looked like a lot of contact on Samari. Media timeout coming in 48 seconds. Coach Lopez, very vocal, trying to keep everything channeled here for her team, is pacing the bench. Best goes to work. Leaves it to the top of the key. Potter, no good. Ellis rises up. Rebound stays here, though. Garrison, kick out. 3 ball. Good from Lindsey Best. 5 points for each starter now on the Bethany side. 3 of them in double figures. Kaya Young trying to answer quickly. Is called. Nope, there's going to be a foul called against Bethany before the shot. It's a push called against Badi. That's her 3rd. Blazer has 3. Badi has 3. Best and Potter each have 2. Pass goes into Ewing. Ewing, layup. Fouled. And you got to love when the foul comes from the guy at the scorer's table instead of the one under the basket, but it's our favor this time. I thought that was fine, but we'll take the free throws. 10-point lead for Bethany. Cannot afford to miss anything here for the Comets. Ewing misses. Right on cue. She is 0 for 4. I'm sorry, that was Washington. She's 0 for 1 from the line. now on the year after missing that attempt. 1 for 2. 9-point game. And something happened here under the basket now. That's Blazer grabbing at her head. And they said to the benches, they want to check the floor, make sure it's okay. I guess you hit her head. Did you see what happened there?
Not sure. No, I
Yeah.
didn't see anything. I think she's maybe grabbing her ear, or she got popped in the ear or something. I don't know.
It looks like she's okay. Badi also picked up her 4th foul there. I don't know if that's entered wrong, but I think she had the foul right before the foul. So she picked up 2 fouls in a minute. 2 fouls in 3 seconds to be exact. So she has 4 now. The officials are looking at the monitor for something. Potentially reviewing a flagrant, I would say, with a hit to the head. Potentially. I don't know what else you'd be looking at here. This is new as of last year. I finally got some answers on that. And this is last year was the first year they went to using our broadcast as the replay. So shout out to our students operating the cameras here. Hopefully they did not get a good view of that. If it is a flagrant. See what the call is here. Doesn't look like anything is going to result out of it. Okay, so I don't know what they were reviewing, but whatever they were looking for, they didn't find. Let's put it that way. And that has killed the tempo and energy of this game that we had going. It was a nice crowd, nice kind of tense energy going on, and now it is just kind of quiet, and it continues as Coach McPherson now wants an explanation. Gives a thumbs up, so she was happy with what she heard. And let's play basketball. Badi checks out, by the way, for Ella Simpson. Go ahead.
No, I just said fine.
Ella Simpson replacing the 4 fouls picked up on Kate Badi now, so that'll give them a few more to play with. I don't think there's a foul there on Kaya. She looks like she was clean there. All right, so I like Kaya Ewing being out there. The problem is if she's going to be in the starting lineup, for example, I don't think she's going to make it more than 15 minutes in a game. She has now 4 fouls in 12 minutes. Coach McPherson is asking for the media timeout, I believe. And honestly, you can just leave Ewing out there. If she picks up the last foul, you just put Julia Nash back in, and it's really not that big of a deal. So we won't have a media timeout. They're doing a good job of killing the flow of this game. I don't know who that plays into the favor of, but 63-54. 4:50 to play. That's a foul, yep. That was right in front of us, Mike. You can see Jordan's hand on the back of Best, and she's facing her, so that's not going to work.
Just an unnecessary reach.
So next foul for any team will send the other to the free throw line for 2 free throws. Pass goes inside, in traffic, no good. Comets do a good job of holding up straight there and not fouling. Ewing the other way quickly. Hands it off to Kendall. Thought about the deep pull. Thought about it twice. Hands it off now to Jordan. Perkins is trying to post up. Good pass from Tahira Ellis. Perkins. It's in with contact. She's going to the line. Potter picks up the foul.
And 2 Bethany fans in the stands just standing up straight, maybe thinking that the Bethany players were just standing straight up. But when Perkins goes that aggressively to the basket, I mean, it's almost guaranteed she's going to get the foul call just by the way she just absorbs contact.
It's down to 6. This is the first time we've had a 2-possession game since the first half. Potter with a nice move on Perkins. Samari's called for the foul.
At least they're calling that both ways.
True. I don't think there was much on either side there. Both got the whistle. That's 4 on Samari. So she comes and talks to Coach McPherson here, and I think this is a conversation of, hey, be smart. You've got 4.
With 4:15 left to play, you really need to be extra careful because there's plenty of time left. In theory.
4:15 to play. Potter splits a pair. Ewing gets it. And a basket here from the Comets would bring them back as close as they have been. That might have been off of Ewing there, but the Comets get the call. That would be an interesting one to review. We don't have the NBA level of challenges yet. Maybe one day. Kaya Jordan across the timeline. 4 minutes to play. Ellis off to Perkins. 3 ball. Oh, it was down and didn't stick. Bethany the other way. Best has it. Pass inside. Trying to pick up that 5th on Samari here. There's a foul called, and hopefully it's on Ellis. It is. It's her 2nd. Perkins did a good job there of just not really contesting that shot, to be honest with you. And I think Ellis knew that Perkins had the 4. She had to be the one to contest that shot. So a smart play by Ellis to realize that, basically bleeding a layup away there, and at least make Potter earn them at the line. Potter has 17. She comes in averaging 11. She's a 56% free throw shooter, but today she's 4 for 5. Law of averages says this will be a miss, but it's not. Potter and Perkins, both of them have a real intensity about them, basically since that technical foul early in the 3rd quarter. Jordan driving into traffic, and we're just trading fouls at this point. They're going to get that one on Simpson. It's probably the preferred player for Bethany. She's the only player not in the starting 5 for Bethany on the bench. Rouser's going to check in now for Perkins probably and kind of go defense for offense. Comets have 3 timeouts, so they can elect to get Perkins back in with the timeout if they need to. Jordan misses, though. And whose ball is it? I think it's Capital's ball. Oh, what a unconfident.
I mean, flip the coin. Where are we getting these guys? I'm sorry, but wow.
Yeah, the 2 officials on this side of the court looked at each other. And
I don't think he knows.
One of the least confident calls I've ever seen.
Wow.
Just kind of stuck up his arm and said,
heads or tails?
That way.
Oh.
Are they going to review this, or what are they going to do here?
They should.
They will. I mean, okay, so maybe we do have the benefit of a challenge. I just mentioned we didn't, but I saw Coach McPherson ask the officials, say, can we look at that? And like you said, flip a coin. That's pretty much what they did, it seemed.
I mean, you saw his right arm start to go up, and then he was like,
we'll go that
no,
way.
we're going to go this way.
I mean, to be fair, kind of a 50-50 call, but you'd like to see someone with some conviction make a call there. I do want to point out as well, Olivia Rouser checked in for Tahira Ellis, actually, not for Perkins. So I thought they were going defense for offense there, but they're not. They're going to bring in the 3rd official to break the tie maybe here. Don't know why all 3 wouldn't check this out to begin with.
Yeah, they excluded the guy who made the call. I feel like that's a good
right? Yeah.
It's a good option. And with these 50-50 calls, I mean, it happens in baseball all the time, especially with the quality of referees and umpires that we get at the Division III level. You know, these guys aren't polished professionals, but
they're going to talk it out here, and they're giving Capital the basketball.
There we go.
I think we all anticipated that to be the call. And a good job by Coach McPherson to stay calm and say, hey, guys, can we take a look at that? And I think the official walking over who made the call and is saying something to Coach as well, probably about, my bad, I missed that one. And it's good to see some humility sometimes. So Perkins gives it off to Jordan. It's an 8-point game, and that's a big call because of that. The Comets down 3 possessions. So they need to hit basically the rest of the way. Young lost the ball. Kick out. 3 ball from Rouser. Yes, it's good from Olivia Rouser. Her first three-pointer of the season. What a time for it. Comets within 5.
That's a huge bucket by Rouser off the bench, too.
Coming in extremely cold. Hasn't played a minute here in the second half and knocks that down. Wow. 66-61. Comets get a stop now. It can be a one-possession game with a bucket. 2:51 to play. Pass inside. Perkins wide open. Dribbles into some traffic. Picks up the foul on Potter. It looked like she had an easy layup and then went into Potter instead. That's the 4th on Potter. Bethany will come back in for Simpson now. Starting 5 out there. Ewing's played this entire quarter. Meanwhile, Julia Nash in the starting lineup today only played 18 minutes. Perkins, free throw, good. One more makes it a one-possession game.
These are huge free throws for the Comets.
24 points, 12 rebounds and assists, 2 steals and a block for our All-American, hopefully. 25 points for Samari. She's the reigning OAC Player of the Week, back-to-back weeks. It's about to be 3 in a row. They're just going to name the award for her, I think, by year end. Comets within 3. Bethany, top of the key. Pass inside to Potter, trying to pick up that 5th on Samari. Kick out to Garrison. 10 seconds to work with. Crowd has some good energy right now. Scoop layup, no good. Rebound, Samari Perkins.
Not a smart shot from Garrison. She's been taking smart shots all game, but she just looked like she forced that one.
Comets up 10 here in the 4th quarter. They're in the midst of a 6-0 run. They can tie it. Oh, and Perkins throws it out of bounds over the head of Young.
It's a good idea, but
Ewing.
just a little high.
I got to stop doing that. Kaya Ewing.
These phonetical spellings kind of get you sometimes.
That I didn't like. I mean, it's you look at it, it's clearly Ewing, but for some reason I see Young when I look at it. 66-63. 2 minutes to go. A bucket here would be huge from the Bison. They haven't scored in 2 minutes. They're 1 for their last 6 from the field. That's a travel all day. There it is. Woo, I didn't know if you would get the call there. Blazer coming around the screen. Couldn't put the brakes on enough and took that extra step at the end. 66-63. Another great finish at the Capitol Center. Bounce pass to Samari Perkins. Ewing wants it. Confidently wanted to take that 3 but doesn't. Leaves it for Rouser. She thought about the 3. Now it's Young. Ewing driving baseline. Kick out. Rouser again. Hits!
We got a tie ball game, folks.
Her second three-pointer of the season. They both come in the last 2 minutes. Tie game at the Capitol Center. Offensive foul called against Garrison.
Just a bunch of things going right for the Comets right now, and this is exactly what we need late in the game.
Timeout called by Coach Lopez. Crowd on their feet. The Comets have come all the way back from down 23, excuse me. They have 25 points in the quarter.
You can feel it, too, in the crowd. This gymnasium is bumping right now.
And it's 2 bench players. First, the defense from Ewing, and now Rouser, 2 big-time three-pointers off the bench. And there was no reason to put her in. Ellis isn't in foul trouble. She's not hurt. Just a coaching decision by McPherson to put her out there, probably to get a little bit more shooting out there. And tip of the cap there to Camille McPherson, making a gutsy call to put in Rouser. And she's rewarded her with 2 3-pointers down the stretch.
And she's really stepping up. She's really stepping up for the Comets. And if she can emerge as that role as Capital's 6th off the bench, even on top of Ewing, those 2 huge presences are going to be huge for the Comets.
Getting a lot of depth today. Probably the first time all season. Here we go. 1:13 to play. Tie ball game. Capital has never led in this game, and they'll have a chance to do it this sequence. Perkins gives it off to Kendall Spreen. Now top of the key, Rouser, right wing. Kaya Jordan over to Perkins, top of the key with 12 seconds on the shot clock. Hands it off to Kendall. Now it's Rouser again. Ewing for 3. No good off back iron. Rebound Bethany. Cap will have one more chance no matter what. 43 seconds left, 25 on the shot clock, 16-second differential, call it 17-second differential shot and game clock. both teams going to play this one out. Capital has 3 timeouts. That's thrown away, and they can hold for the last shot. Coach McPherson will take a 30-second timeout to draw up a potential game winner.
It's now 2 games in a row where
It
we
is,
are
yeah.
in overtime territory where it is tied.
Remember
comes
last
down.
game, Mike, they kind of spread the floor out. Kaya Jordan ended up with the last shot. Samari Perkins did not get a touch in that sequence. I would imagine it goes differently today. Ellis checking back in, by the way, for the Comets. She'll replace Rouser here. So they elect to go back to Ellis, and I think that's for rebounding purposes if there's a putback opportunity here. Kendall Spreen's been a hot hand, 5 of 11 from 3 today. And Perkins is Perkins. I mean, I don't know what you do here, Mike, but the only comment I have as an observer up here, Samari's got to touch the ball, at least at this possession, to make the defense play their cards.
And you would think you would want to give it to her down low and assume that Bethany is going to double team it. But that opens up so much more because somebody else is open on the court.
Right.
So even if Samari doesn't get a shot, we're bound to get at least one good look.
I agree. You got to see what Bethany's going to do when she touches the ball. If they throw 2 at her, I don't care who it is, someone's got to be ready to make a shot. If they give you a one-on-one matchup with your All-American, you take it. You miss, you go to overtime. So it goes into Jordan. This is very similar look, and here it is. They give it to Perkins right away this time. Perkins is going to run this clock down. I think they're going to call a timeout again here, Mike, the way it's setting up. There's an official standing right next to McPherson. No timeout. It was a bluff. 8 seconds now. Ellis gets it to Perkins
There it is.
in the post with 3 to work. The layup is no good. Offensive putback. Twice.
And that's
She's
a foul.
She's fouled before the buzzer. Samari Perkins to the line. 2 shots to win the game. She only needs to make 1.
Chance to walk it off here.
There should be some time put back on the clock. They're going to go to the monitor.
That was such a chaotic sequence of events. I mean, the first shot, it looked like it was going in, but
Then she
bounces around
yeah,
and
gets the second
gets her own
chance.
rebound.
Was blocked a second time, and the foul came on the 3rd attempt. So
There's
it's
a lot of contact,
I
even on
mean,
the second putback.
And one of the players from Bethany is hurt, actually. Potter's hurt. So Bade picks up the foul, number 25. So she's out of the game.
Yeah,
And
that's her 5th.
Potter is hurt. And I don't know if this other player is hurt or just leaning into the huddle here. Okay, that's just leaning into the huddle, but that's Bade. So she's done. Potter's going to be done too. So even if this does end up going to overtime, Bethany might be down their 2 bigs.
And that's a huge loss for them, too, because they've been key contributors
Potter,
outside
yeah,
of Garrison.
she's not coming back. You know, she's trying. I mean, she is hobbling around using an assistant coach. I believe that's Coach Cherry, just leaning on him. And she's staying in this game. I think she's going to try at least. We're waiting on the officials to officially say that there is time on the clock for Samari to go to the line. They got the matchup they wanted, Mike. They got the one-on-one with Perkins. It looked like they were bluffing at the start, like they were going to call a second timeout. I don't know if they were trying to catch Bethany napping or something there.
Yeah, that was an interesting look because Samari was just standing there like a statue looking at McPherson, looking what to do. But I think you're right. I think that was a bluff to just kind of run the clock down and really make it for sure that Capital is going to take that last shot.
And there's possibly 2 reviews going on. One could be, are they reviewing the foul just to begin with?
Right.
And then second would be the time situation around that foul. I could see Bade, who picked up the foul, she went over to her one teammate on the bench and did the jump ball signal saying, I tied her up. So that could be what they're looking at as well. Man, this is hectic. There is no time on the clock. The backboards are red. The officials are talking. Life is a Highway is rocking behind us. And the Comets are trying to close out a 9-0 run, which tied this game, by the way, in the final 3:41.
And to think about
Here's
how much they came back from.
It was a 13-3 run over the final 5:20. Capitals bench is clapping, so it's good news for the Comets.
Samari's shooting free throws.
.1 at the line. So Perkins is going to either win this game or send it to overtime. She has 2 tries to do so. She is 7 for 8 at the line. She missed her first free throw of the day. Coming into this week, or coming into this game, I should say, 67%. 2 games ago, she set the all-time free throw record for made free throws in a game, and she wins it for the Comets. One more for good measure. The Comets are going to come back from 23 points. Mike, this is their first lead of the game. Second one's good. 28 points and 15 rebounds.
Wow. First lead of the game coming with .1 seconds left on the clock. And that's, if that doesn't tell you what kind of team we have here with the women's team, it's unreal. This has been an unbelievable game.
So it's .1 seconds left. You can't even tip a ball in .1 seconds.
I mean, try to shoot it from the inbound.
I was going to say, I don't know the rule on that. If you make it from the inbound, would it count? I don't believe it would, unless it is tipped by another player. But that's the only way you could score, right?
Right.
So the ball's advanced, so they're going to shoot from the bench. I mean, this is a trick shot that you work on in practice. Throw it in. See what happens.
Not?
Make them make
not?
a call, I guess. I don't know. It's going to have to be a tip. You cannot catch and shoot this. They got a box formation at the elbows of the paint.
Capital can't foul. Cannot
That too.
foul.
Yep, that's a great point, Mike. A foul would send Bethany to the line. Here's the heave. And it's Ewing standing straight up, gets the tip. And the Comets come back from down 23 points to win. Samari Perkins makes the game-winning free throw. And in the fourth quarter alone, the Comets shoot 43%. They shoot 4 of 7 from 3 and outscore Bethany 27-12. Mike, why can't we play like this for 40 minutes?
I mean, it's this Capital team is exciting to watch when they're on. And if they could turn it into channeling that all game, I mean, wow, we're going to start getting votes here soon.
I would think so. What a play at the end there by Perkins. Just raw determination. Gets to the line, knocks down both free throws. A tough loss for Bethany. It's going to be a long trip home for them this afternoon. And the Comets stay undefeated. 4-0 this season. A creative way to get there tonight with, again, they led the game for 0.1 seconds, but it was the 0.1 seconds that mattered.
That's all that matters.
So they win this one 68-66 final score. So we're going to have to switch over again to the men's broadcast. We're going to start that one up in about 25 minutes or so. So follow us over at athletics.capital.edu. Navigate over to the men's basketball page to find the broadcast for this one. Wittenberg in town to take on the Comets. And the men look to match the women and sweep another doubleheader here at the Capitol Center. We thank you for listening to the women's broadcast on the Capital Sports Network, presented by Flow Sports.